We talk about the region of North Africa, we have to focus on what is happening in Egypt. The people of Egypt have been sandwiched between security crackdowns and a lack of leadership. Protests have begun a routine thing in Egypt. In fact, last year we did see another big wave of protest. Many human rights organizations from across the world, including Amnesty International, feared that the government might come up with another crackdown on protesters who are protesting in Egypt. Now, let's discuss these protests. Joining us now, live from Spain, is Mr. Muhammad Ali. He is an Egyptian businessman. Muhammad, thank you very much for joining us on this news hour. Now, you were one of the whistleblowers. It wouldn't be wrong to say that you are a wanted person in Egypt right now. You have been living in a self-imposed exile for more than 1 year now. First and foremost, tell us, how is it to be away from your country?
Welcome, and welcome to the viewers also. Of course, my psychological situation is disrupted. I've been never away from my children. But because of my country and for the people of Egypt, I'm ready to sacrifice for this. So I will continue with this road. And I'm sure that I will meet with my family one day.
Now, Muhammad, there are many questions on everyone's mind at the moment. Like I mentioned in the opening statement of this interview, you are one of the whistleblowers. What I wonder is the fact you came out back in 2019. President Sisi has been in power for more than 6 years now. What took you so long to come out? Do you think there were people who were stopping you for talking against President Sisi?
First of all, I want to clarify something. I am not from the opposition. I was working with the regime, in the heart of the regime. I was working with the army for 15 years. I've been working with the close ring of Sisi. So I've been working 6 years. I was building the palaces of Egypt. So it's not easy. I was inside the regime and I was now outside the regime. That's why I am danger about Sisi. They consider me as a traitor. And that's why I've been getting out the corruption of the army outside.
Now, Muhammad, I was going to one of your previous statements that you made last year in which you said that there are people out there who want to kill you. Can you please specify who are those people? Who do you think was out there to kill you back in 2019?
Of course, when I was talking the first time, yes, they have also offered me money, but I don't want it now. I refuse that.
Mohammed, if I may interject, who are those who are offering you money? Can you name those? Mohammed, if I may interject here, who are those people who are offering you money? Can you specify, please?
Of course, it's from the Egyptian army or the Egyptian regime. They have been talked with me the first time. Come to the embassy in the first time. Okay, just tell us. And they told me, just tell us where are you, and we will meet you. Of course, they will take their vendetta from me. They want to meet me and to equalidate me. I don't know who are the specific people, but of course, they told me that we are from the part of the President Sisi. And he was so sad that you said those words against him.
Okay, now it's very interesting that these people asked you to come to the embassy. Now, we live in a world where embassies are not safe, especially when we look at what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, a Saudi journalist who went to the Saudi consulate here in Istanbul, and he was killed inside the Saudi consulate. Do you fear something like this could happen to you?
Yes, of course, because he is a man without no reason thinking. He's so selfish because they feel that my protest against the regime has reached international level. So it's really normal thing to do such thing for me. He won't be afraid from international outcry. Of course, he will do that to silence my voice. Of course, specifically that I succeed in making protest against the regime in Egypt. That's why they will revenge from me.
Mohammed, if I'm not mistaken, your family is not with you right now, correct? They're in Istanbul.
Yes, they are not with me. They are in Turkey now. For 9 months, they are in Turkey right now.
Okay, are you concerned about their safety and security? And also, are you concerned about your own safety and security? How are the Spanish authorities treating you back in Spain?
For me, I am here at a good level where I'm protected by the Spanish government. But my family, they have been receiving threats. My children have been receiving threats. But since 1 week, for example, specifically after the protest of Egypt, the recent protest, they have been trying to invade my house in Istanbul, and they have put in cameras and stereo devices. So that's why I called upon the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to protect my family. And really, I thank him very, very much for this. He said that he will protect my family. They can kill one of my children in return to be silencing my voice. My eldest daughter have been threatened also by her personal. The police had came immediately and saved my children and protected them.
Okay, we do hope that your family remains safe. We're here in Turkey. Now, Mohammed, moving forward and talking about President Sisi for a second, what is that one thing you fear the most? What is that one thing that you fear that he could do to you and to the country, to your country?
Killing. For me, but for my country, he is killing my country already. Thankfully that people on the 20th of September, they have been calling the protests. He killed lots of people. He executed 19 or 20 people, and he also beating a father in front of his children. So he is a man of tyranny, and he is a serial killer. He won't be. He don't give any concern to the women or to houses. So that's why, yeah, of course, I am afraid, but I will continue in my way. And thank you for President Erdogan again that he protected my children. And thankfully, the Spanish government also have been providing protection for me.
Okay, now, Mohammed, one of my last questions to you here. You have allegations against President Sisi, not one, but many allegations against him. But it does seem like his power in the country is getting more and more reinforced. Do you think there are entities outside of Egypt who are protecting him?
Outside Egypt, he has no power. Inside Egypt, he has the power, killing, execution. I was in Egypt, and I was one of the companies that it want to resolve the Renaissance Dam with Ethiopia. So they told me that we want to solve the problem of the Ethiopian dam. But he didn't give any concern for the Egyptian people. He ignored all the calls from the Egyptian people. And he just claimed that we are so poor. But Ethiopia has continued without, he made nothing for Egypt and for Egypt's right in water.
Okay.
He has the ability to sell the whole Egypt by killing, by oppressing. He's even arresting anyone who make a post on Facebook. That's why he has no limits inside Egypt. I wish from Allah that the Egyptian people would be united, and it's really close to be against him and
okay,
to liberate
Mohammed, my
Egypt
last
from
question
him.
to you very quickly. On what conditions would you be willing to go back to Egypt? What kind of guarantees would you want from the Egyptian regime to give you in order for you to return to Egypt?
Sisi must leave. Nothing should be named Sisi. We want a trial, international trial for him. I won't be able to go back in Egypt as Sisi is in power. Because if he step down, all the regime will collapse.
All right, Muhammad Ali, thank you very much for talking to us on A News.